Welcome out of the garden and into my home. Today we're going to be planting up my first amaryllis arrangement of the year. Well, the first amaryllis arrangement that I'm sharing with you all, because I have planted up maybe 2 so far, but you'll see those a little bit later. But what we're going to be doing today, we are going to be styling a beautiful indoor blooming arrangement, and I absolutely love to have my first amaryllis bulb in bloom before Thanksgiving. It's always a goal of mine. This year is going to be no different. We're going to plant up a beautiful arrangement together. I think we may have to make a quick run to a garden center store, whether it's big box or local nursery, not sure yet, but I think we'll get to that a little bit later. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go ahead and pick out a container, and then from there we'll move on to our next step. Let's get to it. We're going to get our container out of here, and this container is going to make the statement that we needed to make, and it's also going to match the decor in the room. So let's get it out. It's pretty heavy, but I should be able to carry it to where we need it to go. The container is now in place. I absolutely love it. I love the scale. I feel like it truly fits the colorway in this room in my home, and it's really perfect. Minor setback. I had to stop to deal with the water main break. It's definitely not looking favorable in our situation. Hopefully it's going to be fixed soon. But anywho, we're going to pick right back up where we left off at. We're going to go get some amaryllis bulbs from my current inventory, and I'm going to show you all how I store my amaryllis bulbs. And also, in addition to me showing you that, I'm also going to show you the plants that we're going to be using. And I can't wait till you see these beautiful indoor blooming plants. You can also use them outside, but it's one of the plants that I like to keep in my plant arsenal. So when I need to put an arrangement together on the fly, if they're in bloom, I'll go ahead and I'll use them. But most often, I typically keep something in bloom in my home. Now, granted, since I was gone for quite some time, not everything made it. But for the things that did, those are my go-to, like ride or die plants. So let's head up. Let's look at the amaryllis bulbs. I'm going to show you all my system. We'll grab those, and then hopefully we'll have enough plants to where we won't need to run to the store. In the event that we have to run to the garden center, then we'll just go ahead, run, come back, and get everything planted up, because I totally wanted to get more than one thing done today. I'm kind of like feeling behind, but that's okay. In this bag, I have some amaryllis bulbs that have already been put into dormancy, and now they're waiting on their next step. So, for example, what I like to do is I take these paper bags while they're lying in wait, and I'll go ahead and I will put amaryllis, apple blossom. I started out with 4, but I've already done 1 arrangement already, so I have 1 more left over. And then here's some amaryllis white. I have 3 in here in this paper bag right here. And then I have, in this bag, I have 2 apple blossoms, and sometimes they'll fall over if I have too many in one bag. So like this bag right here, I have 3 solid reds in this bag. So 1, 2, and 3. So I will set those back there. And since it's fallen over, we might go ahead and come back to these. But for right now, the ones that we need is an apple blossom and an apple blossom. We're going to use maybe 3 for this arrangement. I will go ahead and play it by ear, but I feel like for the arrangement to be and do what I needed to do, I feel like it's definitely going to have to be 3 of the apple blossom amaryllis bulbs, because it'll make for a great display at the top. Now, with my amaryllis bulbs, this is an arrangement that we did together last year. I let them grow out throughout the season, and then I start to let them die back when I'm putting them into dormancy. And then I'll come in, I'll nip all of this out. But typically, give or take, I will go ahead and I'll let them either grow for that season, put them into dormancy, or won't put them into bloom so they'll continue to get big. I feel like with these ones right here, more than likely what's going to happen is I'll probably forfeit the blooms for this year and let them get larger, because the larger the bulb, the better your show is going to be. So for example, this apple blossom right here, it's an okay size. This is typically the size that you'll find, but the larger the bulb, the more expensive it's going to be. So we'll get this back in here, and then we'll grab these. Here's the plants that we're going to be using. So I have these beautiful apple blossom begonias. They are absolutely gorgeous. And what I love about them, they have such a romantic feel where you can see, it's like a picotee, if you will. And you have a beautiful like blush pink bloom where if you step back, you can see it kind of gives you like a champagne feel, like as far as this bloom right here. And then you can see how it edges into a deeper pink, and I absolutely love that. And then with your begonias, one of the things that I like about them is the different phases of blooms. It totally gives the plant a different look, and it's just so angelic. I absolutely love the double bloom on these, and they are an absolute must. So in your plant artillery, you want to try to make sure you keep some type of begonias, and typically you're looking for like a Rigger's begonia, because those are going to be the ones that's going to give you more of a bloom versus other begonias. While they are beautiful as well, and they do have a beautiful angelic bloom, the show of those begonias are going to be your foliage versus the bloom on the Rigger's begonias or other type of begonias here. Got a little bit of soil right there, but just absolutely beautiful and gorgeous. I mean, just look at in the back side of the bloom, just adds so much detailing for your plants. So now we'll go ahead and head to the store, because I am going to try to find another small just like this to try to make it fit inside of a pot. Now, here's the thing. If I find one that's larger and we can't make it fit, I'll show you how we'll do that. But it's going to have to be this type of fern right here. So absolutely gorgeous. And this one is a lemon button fern, exotic angel, Costa Farms, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And here's the botanical name right here. So I'm thinking that this size right here would be perfect. You see the size of container that we have here is going to be perfect, because the size of container that we have at home is small enough to where we can make this fit, and I'll show you how. Then also another good thing about this, the price is $5.98. So it's going to be perfect for what we're using it for. Now, I do kind of want to look through these. This is a pretty good specimen right here. Is what the other ones are looking like. See if we can pull this rack out right here. Okay, so the ones in the back, definitely not. I think I'll go with the one that I had, because this rack right here is pretty burnt up. I'll just snag out. Let me check this one. So it's going to be the same thing either way. So what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and go with this first one. It kind of stood out when I was looking at it. That's how I was able to just find it real quick. So let's check out and we'll get this planted up really quick.
Payment type. Thank you for shopping at the Home Depot.
I love, love, love using this container, and you can definitely see it better now. I love the detailing on it, the aging, like a lot of dust and debris on there. And since it is going to be in an interior space or even on the outside space, we definitely want to make sure that we go ahead and we get this clean. In the top, I went ahead and I tucked in 3 of the amaryllis bulbs here, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I totally love this. I will have to get some moss to put some moss around here. Until then, we can kind of just move over the ferns a little bit, but this is how we are looking, and I love this. Just gorgeous. I feel like that should be the front, because this begonia right here is just packed full of flower power. Now I'm going to go ahead and clean this up, and we got our first amaryllis container done of the year. Have everything cleaned up. I'm super duper excited. Now with your amaryllis bulbs, you are going to water in your amaryllis bulbs now, and just kind of just watch out, make sure the soil doesn't dry out. In my case, because I have begonias and I also have ferns on the side, I'm going to be doing pinpoint watering. By doing pinpoint watering, I'm going to ensure that I'm not rotting out my bulbs and getting them more saturated than what they need to be. Now, they are secure down on the inside. This is fine. You can scoot them over. Like this bulb right here could have been scooted over a little bit more. Might do it, might not. And yeah, this one could have came over a little bit more, but I'm fine with the way it looks. It's just going to give for more of a dramatic feel on the inside. Pinpoint watering. To take a watering can like this, I'll be sure to link it in my Amazon store. That way you can go in and pinpoint water and attack directly to the root ball, and you just go ahead and water that way. And so that way you're not using unnecessary water that you don't need, In my case, I do have a granite top surface, but if you don't have a granite top surface, use pinpoint watering, and then you can also use a pan up underneath. And I'm super excited. Let me know, have you started planting any amaryllis bulbs this season? Let me finish watering this in.